This video tutorial will review a simple crochet butterfly pattern. The pattern uses 2 foundation stitches, the foundation double crochet and the foundation single crochet. We will use a foundation double crochet to create the wings of the butterfly and the foundation single crochet to create the body of the butterfly. The foundation crochet stitches direct you to create both the foundation chain and stitch as you go. This allows you to create even tension on both the top of your first stitch and the foundation chain. To follow along with the pattern, you can collect the materials shown on the screen. Grab some medium weight yarn of any color, 5mm crochet hook, 3 stitch markers, a yarn needle, and scissors. Let's review the steps for the foundation double crochet. We'll begin with a starting stitch, crochet our first foundation double crochet, then repeat the remaining foundation double crochet pattern. For the starting stitch of the foundation double crochet, begin with a slip knot. Then chain 4. The chain 4 will establish the height of the foundation double crochet. Follow these steps for the first foundation double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain of your starting chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Then chain 1. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Once you have a starting chain and the first foundation double crochet, you will repeat the same pattern for the remaining foundation double crochets. The steps for the remaining foundation double crochets are as follows. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then chain 1, finish by yarning over, pulling through 2 loops, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops. Continue repeating the remaining foundation double crochet pattern. Let's review twice more. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Repeating once more, yarning over, inserting your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Repeat the 9 steps for the remaining foundation double crochets until your row measures 14 inches wide. Once you finish the final foundation double crochet, cut your yarn leaving about 6 inches of tail, fasten off by yarning over, pulling through your last loop. You will fold your foundation double crochet to create the wings of the butterfly. First, you'll need to mark the half point, then the 1/4 and 3/4 points. To mark the half point, fold your work in half with the 2 ends together and pull taut. You'll mark the stitch at the fold. To mark the 1/4 and 3/4 mark, open your foundation double crochet again. First, fold one end to your stitch marker, pull taut, and mark the stitch in the fold. You can open your foundation double crochet and repeat on the other side to mark the 3/4 mark. You will use your stitch markers to help fold your foundation double crochet to create your wings. You'll focus on 1/2 of your foundation double crochet at a time. First, fold one end to your quarter marker and add your first stitch to the quarter marker. Then fold your work so that your half stitch meets the quarter marker and add it to the quarter marker. You then can remove your additional marker. You then can stitch together the 3 stitches bound together by your stitch marker. Once you've threaded your needle, you can bring the needle together through the 3 stitches, sewing to bring them together at the bottom of the stitches. In the middle of the stitches, where the stitch marker is, then continue to sew the 3 stitches together until they are secure. We'll then repeat the pattern on the other side. Fold the end of your work to your quarter marker, add the end stitch to your marker. You'll fold your work so that the half stitch meets up with your quarter marker. You'll then fold your work so that the quarter marker meets up with your halfway point. And you can add all stitches to the stitch marker at your half point. You can then remove the duplicate marker . You can finish making the wings by sewing the remaining stitches together. You can sew the bottom of your stitch, the middle of your stitches, paying attention that you mark them into the same spot, going all the way through to the 3 stitches that already are together and the top of your stitches. Then repeating until your stitches are securely sewn together. Let's review the steps for the foundation single crochet. We'll begin with a starting stitch, crochet our first foundation single crochet, then crochet our remaining foundation single crochets. For the starting stitch, begin with a slip knot, leaving about 4 inches of tail. Chain 2. The starting stitch will establish the height of the foundation single crochet. For your first foundation single crochet, insert your hook into the first chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, then chain 1. Finish by yarning over and pulling through 2 loops. Once you have your starting stitch and your first foundation single crochet, you can move on to the remaining foundation single crochets. The steps for the remaining foundation single crochets are as follows. Insert your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, then chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I'll repeat the steps for the remaining foundation single crochets 2 more times. Insert your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Once more, insert your hook into the chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You will use your wings as a gauge for how wide to create your foundation single crochet. Continue with your foundation single crochet until you can wrap your foundation around the center of the wings, leaving a little bit of extra fabric for the head of the butterfly. Once you've crocheted that width, you can cut your yarn, leaving about 4 inches of tail, and fasten off by yarning over and pulling through. You then can sew the body around the wings. You first can take your wings and manipulate them so they look as you want. You then will take your foundation single crochet and wrap it around the center of the wings. You can use a stitch marker to help keep the ends of the foundation single crochet together. You will then sew the body of the butterfly together at the head and sewing the body to the wings. At the very end, you'll tie your loose ends together to create the antenna of the butterfly. Once you've threaded the needle, first sew together the ends of your foundation single crochet. Once the ends are sewn together, you can remove the stitch marker. You can do one more round sewing the head together and bring your yarn to sew together the body through the wings, back to the body. For the second yarn, you can focus on securing the body to the wings. Sewing with the intention of bringing the yarn back to the top so you can create the antenna. Once you finish sewing the body to the wings, you want your yarn to be at the top of your butterfly's head. You'll finish off the antenna by taking your 2 ends of yarn and creating a surgeon's knot. Wrapping one yarn over and through, and then again over and through before you pull the two ends taut. Decide how high you want your antenna to be and cut off the remaining ends. You can use the comment section below to let me know what you thought of the butterfly pattern and any questions you have.